The man took his wife to the hospital, but they accidentally went to the wrong one. Still, he went ahead and got her a check-in number. It turned out this was a beauty transformation clinic, a weight loss hospital where every woman who came out turned into a stunning beauty. Soon, the loudspeaker called his wife's name. She walked into the exam room, and the man waited with excitement, because his wife was very overweight. Suddenly, the sound of high heels echoed through the hallway. He turned around and saw a pair of long, slender legs. He was drawn in by them, and got curious about what the woman's face looked like. He began following her, but ended up walking deep into the hospital by accident. A red warning light above the door turned on. The man thought it was a one-way entrance, so he kept walking. Soon, he entered a large hall, and what he saw shocked him. All of the staff were slim, tall women, who looked exactly the same, like they had been cloned. Seeing so many identical faces made him feel uneasy. He suddenly thought about his wife, who, though overweight, was unique and special. As he walked farther in, he started to wonder, why were all these beautiful women exactly the same? Then, behind a large glass wall, he saw something strange. Inside the room were a bunch of overweight women. His wife was among them. She curiously tasted some jelly-like substance, and let out a sound of delight. Under the staff's instructions, each of the women put on goggles, and stepped into machines filled with the jelly. The machines started spinning fast, breaking down the fat on their bodies. But that was just the first step. Next, the women were sent into a sauna room, where they sat through intense steam treatments. Because so many women wanted to become beautiful, the clinic had to speed up the process, spraying each person with a special fat-burning formula, at regular times and doses. After 1 hour, the formula would start working, but the man's wife couldn't handle the heat. She quietly slipped out and headed to the cake room. She walked over to a large bread-making machine. Soon, a fresh cake came out. Even though she was supposed to be dieting, she didn't care. She grabbed the cake and started eating. After that, she went back to the final shaping room. Each woman sat in her assigned seat. Once the door shut, a robotic arm dropped down and sucked each woman into a pipe system. When they came out the other side, they were all transformed into slim, beautiful women. They then stepped onto a stage to show off their new bodies, but one of them looked very different from the others. Meanwhile, the man was still waiting in the same place, as if he had never entered the restricted area. Suddenly, the loudspeaker called again. He turned to look. A new group of transformed beauties had arrived. The man stood up quickly, and searched for his wife among them, but she wasn't there. Then, the door behind him slowly opened. His wife finally walked out, but she looked exactly the same as before. Still, the man didn't mind her appearance. Rather than her becoming just another identical beauty, he preferred the original version of his wife, just the way she was.